What happens when Hollywood's most glamorous couple calls it quits, only to vacation together weeks later? Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom just flipped the celebrity breakup script. After nearly a decade together, multiple breakups, a romantic engagement, and a daughter. The world was shocked when news broke of their split. But even more surprising, their Italian reunion just days later, with Jeff Bezos and Sánchez. Today, we're unpacking their entire love story, the ups, the downs, the heartbreak, and the unexpected reunion that's left fans wondering, are they really over? January 2016, the Golden Globes. The ballroom buzzed with stars, agents, champagne, and carefully choreographed social dances. But Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom weren't supposed to meet that night. According to Perry, she had her security team grab a box of In-N-Out burgers for her table. Orlando, on the prowl for a midnight snack, reached in and grabbed one. She turned. They locked eyes. That moment would birth one of the decade's most watched relationships. Within weeks, they were spotted together in Los Angeles, holding hands and laughing like teenagers. They traveled, dined, and flirted their way across the globe, appearing at Coachella, Cannes, and red carpets where photographers couldn't snap fast enough. By summer, the relationship hit peak tabloid fever, and nothing captured public attention more than their infamous paddleboarding trip in Italy, where Orlando was, well, let's just say, fully exposed. The photos went viral, the internet lost its mind, and the couple didn't flinch. If anything, they seemed stronger. But celebrity love stories don't often travel in straight lines. By February 2017, just over a year in, the couple quietly parted ways. The announcement was framed as mutual and respectful. There was no scandal, no shade, just a simple statement that they needed space. And while the press speculated on cheating, schedules, and egos, the reality was more human. They had moved too fast, under too much pressure. Still, even in separation, the connection never fully dissolved. Orlando praised Katy in interviews. Katy was spotted in his social circle, and by early 2018, whispers of reconciliation grew louder. Photos emerged, Katy and Orlando hand in hand, exploring Prague's snow-covered streets. Later that year, they visited the Vatican together. It was more than just a casual rekindling. This was love with history and intention. Valentine's Day 2019. Katy shared a photo of a ruby and diamond engagement ring shaped like a flower. "Full bloom," she captioned it. Orlando had proposed in the most cinematic way possible. A helicopter ride, champagne, roses, and a room full of friends and family waiting to celebrate when they landed. Fans were euphoric. Hollywood had its fairy tale back. They planned a wedding in Japan, but COVID hit. Everything paused. The world shut down and so did their ceremony. But in the stillness of the pandemic, something even more life-changing happened. In August 2020, the couple welcomed their daughter, Daisy Dove Bloom. Katy announced the birth with a black and white photo of her thumb gently wrapped by Daisy's tiny hand. She wasn't just a global superstar anymore. She was a mother. And so was their relationship reborn, this time as parents, navigating late-night feedings, sleepless tours, and a new kind of intimacy. But fame is rarely forgiving. By 2023, Katy was deep into her Las Vegas residency. Orlando was shooting films in Europe and beyond. They shared sweet posts and appeared at events. But something began to shift. Insiders noted the distance, literal and emotional. The wedding? Still postponed. Public appearances? Less frequent. And behind the scenes, as sources say, they began to drift. They were no longer the playful paddleboarding couple or the newly engaged lovebirds. They had become co-parents first, lovers second. And as work commitments piled up, so did the cracks. Still, no one expected what came next, June 2025. The news broke quietly through reps and publicists. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom had officially ended their romantic relationship. After nearly a decade of passion, parenting, and perseverance, they were done. But what stood out was how it ended. There was no bitterness, no scandal. The joint message was simple. They remained committed to raising their daughter with mutual love and respect. For fans, it was bittersweet. They had watched the highs and lows, celebrated Daisy's birth, and rooted for a wedding that never came. Now it was over, or so we thought. Katy returned to her tour, but something was different. At a show in Australia, While performing her ballad, Not Like the Movies, she paused, visibly emotional. Fans caught it on camera. Her voice cracked, eyes glistened. Days later, during Firework, she broke down completely, turning her back to the crowd as she tried to compose herself. It wasn't just a breakup, it was grief. Grief over a relationship that had once seemed unbreakable, and it was public, raw, and unfiltered. Orlando, on the other hand, remained mostly out of the spotlight. No statements, no performances. Just a quiet withdrawal that said more than words ever could. Then came July, and with it, a plot twist no one saw coming. Photos hit the internet. Katy, Orlando, Daisy, on a luxury yacht, off the Amalfi Coast, smiling, relaxed, together. Fans were stunned. Weren't they broken up? Had they gotten back together? And why were Jeff Bezos and Sánchez there too? Turns out the power couple, Bezos and Sánchez, had invited Katy and Orlando to join them in Italy. The reported reason? To provide a calm, supportive environment for co-parenting Daisy post-breakup. But the photos told a deeper story. The comfort, the ease, the way Orlando held Daisy while Katy watched, laughing with Lauren. This wasn't forced, it was familiar. It wasn't a Hollywood stunt. It wasn't a PR reunion. It was something else. Maybe healing, maybe closure, maybe in the start of something new. What happened on that yacht wasn't just a photo op. It wasn't a publicity stunt or a convenient coincidence. It was a moment, one filled with quiet power and unspoken emotion. A moment where two people, once wrapped in the whirlwind of passion, red carpets, and global attention, stood side by side again. But this time, not as lovers swept up in a fairy tale. This time, as co-parents, as pillars for their daughter, as humans choosing dignity over drama. They didn't perform for the cameras. There were no exaggerated gestures, no curated smiles. Instead, there was stillness, a presence, the kind that only comes from two people who have weathered the storm and arrived at a new understanding. Katy and Orlando didn't need to prove anything, not to fans, not to the press, not even to each other. They simply showed up, for Daisy, for themselves.
Attention you deserve with a custom neon sign. We offer handmade neon signs. Our process is simple. Visit our website, glonio.com, and click Custom Neon Builder for an on-demand experience. Start typing your custom text, choose a font, color, and size. We will handle the rest by handcrafting your LED neon. We also produce high-quality neons to match your business logo by completing the form on our Business Neons page.
In the world of celebrity culture, relationships are often painted in absolutes. Together or broken, winning or losing, happy or heartbroken. But Katy and Orlando are writing a different kind of narrative, one that's softer, more complex, and more real. They are living proof that love doesn't always vanish after a breakup. Sometimes it just takes on a new form, one built on respect, shared history, and the unconditional love that only a child can inspire. Their reunion in Italy wasn't about reigniting an old flame, at least not in the traditional sense. It was about embracing the bond that never left, a bond that had shifted, reshaped itself through time and pain, but endured. It was about creating a peaceful space where their daughter could see both her parents together, not divided by bitterness, but united by love. And maybe, just maybe, it was a reminder to the world that not all breakups end in destruction. That maturity, compassion, and mutual care can be more powerful than any scandal. In a culture that thrives on chaos and conflict, Katy and Orlando offered something rare: peace, a quiet, graceful conclusion to one chapter, and perhaps the beginning of another that doesn't fit inside anyone's expectations but their own. What do you think? Was this just a co-parenting vacation or something more? Do you believe in second chances? In love that transforms but never fades? Let us know in the comments. We read everything. And if this deep dive into the real story behind the headlines moved you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more untold celebrity stories, and hit the bell so you never miss what's happening behind the velvet rope. Because here on this channel, we go beyond the gossip. We tell the stories that matter. Thanks for watching.